Welcome to the Home and Garden Show. I'm your host, Wally Conway. We've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. We've got some experts who will be with us on multifamily housing investing, single family housing, interior design and flooring. It's a wonderful show, wonderful people coming your way. I enjoy doing Home and Garden TV with you, but you know, you can't take Home and Garden TV in the car, in the boat, or out jogging. Thankfully, we have Home and Garden Radio. Home and Garden Radio shows heard every single Saturday from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on News 104.5 WOKV. Hope you'll join us then. And again, it's News 104.5 WOKV Saturdays, 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. See you then. Regardless of your political persuasion, we all truly care about the environment. We want to live in a clean, safe, beautiful place. The question becomes, though, as a business owner or as a consumer, how can we know that the things we're doing and the people that we're doing business with share those same goals? Thankfully, we have the North Florida Green Chamber headed by Christina Kelcourse. Christina, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I am happy that you're here with me. We are kindred souls. By way of background, I am a lead AP and the former chairman of the U.S. Green Building Council's Residential Committee. So we're working together to do great things and have beautiful places to live. You know, the question I hear often from business owners is, yeah, I want the environment to be great, but at the same time, I want my business to be viable. How does involvement in the U.S. Green Chamber, how does that help me to learn as a business owner how to be profitable and at the same time sustainable?
Well, we are, as the Green Chamber, we are hosting two different types of events. We'll be hosting networking events to get the green business owners in front of the people that want to support green businesses. We will also be hosting educational type workshops, which actually walk through the economics and the financial sustainability that business owners can follow to make their businesses more profitable. As you know, doing certain things like changing your energy or reducing your water actually lowers your bills.
Absolutely. And depending on the business type, for us it's an office environment, but we've taken our electric bill over time to almost $300 a month to under $100 a month just by awareness and some real simple habit changes to save a lot of money. As a consumer, though, how do I find a business that is like-minded with me who's looking to do great things through the Green Chamber?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. We are creating a green marketplace, which is basically going to boil down to us taking business members and highlighting what they are doing that is green or sustainable and putting them in an online platform that's easy for consumers to get on and search for businesses. So for instance, if you want green lawn care or green hair care, you don't want all the chemicals, you can go on the website, type in the industry and put your zip code and it tells you the businesses that are within your area. We're going to also transfer that to an app so you can easily do it on your phone.
Excellent. So I can use it in real time even while I'm shopping.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And from a business-to-business perspective, tell me more about the types of activities that you're doing so that I, as a business owner, can spend more time with like-minded business owners to refer business and to learn other sustainable practices.
Yep. So we are going to have some members-only benefits which benefit our business owners. So business owners are going to be providing discounts or coupons for other business owners. And you'll be able to also meet those business owners at a monthly networking event that we're going to be hosting.
Excellent. Excellent. And I know you've got a great new logo. Can I count on seeing that in the windows of the businesses and on the vehicles also? We
are giving those out to all members. So when you become a new member of the North Florida Green Chamber, you will get a decal for your window. We also have it virtual for you to put it on your website or on any of your equipment or your trucks if you want to post it that way.
Well, I'm happy that the Green Chamber is now in North Florida. I'm excited for the efforts that you're doing. As a business owner myself, to be profitable and be sustainable, they go hand in hand, and I'm grateful for your efforts and look forward to doing lots of things together in the future.
Great, me too. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Christina for being with us. If you'd like to learn more about the Green Chamber and get in contact with Christina. You can do that at jacksonvillebuzz.com. It's not the fire in the fireplace that damages your chimney, it's the moisture. That's why the Chimney Safety Institute of America recommends an annual cleaning and inspection of your fireplace, regardless of how often you use it. The chimney technicians at Chimney Champions clean your chimney, then use the ChimScan video system to do a complete inspection of your system to ensure your home is safe. You can trust Chimney Champions to clean and inspect your chimney. Call 268-7200 or visit chimneychampions.com. You know, living in Florida for 40 years now, I've noticed one thing. We've got no rocks. It's wonderful in your landscape or in your hardscape in your yard to bring rocks in, but we don't have any rocks. Thankfully, there's a solution, and it's from Cordle Outdoor Living Solutions. We have Karen Cordle with us today on the show to share a bit about it. Karen?
Hi, good morning.
Hi. I'm just thrilled that you're here.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I want rocks in my yard. I want a fire pit and place built out of rock. I'd like to have a rock wall. I'd even like to have a rock waterfall. How can you help me to bring rocks into my yard and we don't have any rocks?
We have a new proprietary product that's stronger than concrete. Our countertops can be stronger than granite. And without craning boulders into your backyard, we bring material onto site, put it together, and make a boulder just like you would see in Colorado.
Wow. So you can make the rock. So if I want a specific type of rock, if I show you a picture from a mountain that I visited, it's got a particular grain to it, a particular coloration, you can replicate that in my yard. Exactly. You show us the color and the style that you'd like. We can make whatever kind of water feature, waterfall, boulders for children to play on, whatever you'd like. I like that. I like that a lot. And from a design perspective, if I can show you a picture, a convoluted group of pictures, I want a wall that looks like that. I want a fire pit that looks like this and a waterfall beside it. How are you going to help me to visualize what it looks like when it's done so I know that we're both excited when you complete the job?
Our installers come out and talk with you and draw sketches, and for your approval, measure out in your yard where you would like everything and show you conceptual design.
So I'll have a good look at it before we even
You'll have
start.
a good look at it. And even when we're installing, if you are on site, you can say, well, I'd like to have that maybe moved over a little bit that way.
So we have lots of flexibility until the concrete dries.
Lots of flexibility. Yeah, until the concrete dries. And then it is a modular system, however. It can be moved. This is where you don't have to have footers. You don't have to have concrete block. You don't have to have stone. So it is considered a modular system.
Well, that has a lot of advantages, I'm
Yes,
sure.
it does. Absolutely.
One of the things that always concerns me as a home inspector and a building inspector with synthetics is fading and or maintenance. So if I had a real big boulder out there, it's going to live for 10, 20 million years.
Right.
What about the durability or maintenance with this particular modality?
We actually put a sealer on it, and then we recommend every 3 to 5 years have another sealer put on it. And unlike a veneer stone wall, you know, you don't have to have it pulling away. It's going to stay intact. Just resealing it is the only maintenance it really requires.
Do I need to do that or find somebody, or can you put me on a maintenance plan and just take care of it?
We can put you on a maintenance plan and take care of it. Or you can actually do it yourself if you're a do-it-yourselfer. It's
nah.
a simple sealer, right? Exactly. Most
Thanks
people
for
want a
asking.
maintenance
Yeah, I'd like to do
type
that.
plan.
For every 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
How about the scope and scale of projects? How small can I go if my budget's a little smaller or the space in my yard is small? How small is too small?
Well, there's really no smallest too small. If you imagine it, we can build it. In my yard, I'm having a 10 by 5 summer kitchen. And it's just on my back porch, my back patio area. And I needed smaller because I have a large patio, but most of it's in use and busy. So
10 by 5, so that's starting pretty darn small. That's excellent. I was concerned about that when I was reviewing your products and some of the designs you've done. I thought, whoa, that's all big stuff. But on a reasonable budget with a small space, we can really make it pop.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
How about on a large scale? How big's too big?
I don't know how big too big is. Cliff Rock did for the owner of Dunkin' Donuts, a huge waterfall feature, and 16 men could stand on top of it, if that tells you anything.
Okay, so
it can get really large.
The capabilities of your company scales very, very, very well. I got to ask, since you mentioned the Dunkin' Donuts guy, did you make concrete donuts for him?
Great question. No.
I appreciate that. You're just a joy to be with, and I'd be very comfortable having you at my home while we're thinking about what to do and how to do it and getting that. So I thank you for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Wally.
I'd like to thank Karen for being with us. If you'd like to learn a bit more and see some great photos, visit JacksonvilleBuzz.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back. When buying a home, the scary part is what you can't see. That's why the certified inspection experts at Home Pro Inspections use advanced thermal imaging cameras to see the invisible, like moisture in walls, hot electric wires, and missing insulation. And for your protection after the inspection, Home Pro Inspection includes a free 90-day warranty protection against system failures, sewer line failure, and the appearance of mold. That's peace of mind. Call Home Pro Inspections at 268-8211 or visit GoHomePro.com. You know, when it's time to buy or sell a home, you're often in the hunt for a real estate agent. Over the last year or two, the models of different realty agencies have changed dramatically. Some of those are seen as a positive, some are a negative, and sometimes we're just confused. We've got Stephen Croy with us today from eXp Realty to share with us a slightly different model and how that can be leveraged as an advantage to you, the home buyer or seller. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wally. Appreciate you having me here.
So eXp Realty has gotten buzz at the national and international level for its non-traditional business model. What's different about the model at eXp?
Well, you know, eXp, you know, for years, you know, when it came to companies like, you know, Keller Williams and Exit Realty, they offered a lot of different options, things I just turned away from. And, you know, as I ran my brokerage with Real Keeper Realty, you know, over about 6 years, we did very well. We had a good team. We had some good team members. But when eXp came up, it was a little bit different. We had a little bit of a different model that they offered up. And one of the big ones was they offer what's called revenue share, not profit share. So you're not getting really off the bottom, you're actually getting compensated off the top. So when you recruit, or when you bring people, not recruit, but when you bring people in and you sponsor them, because over the years I have brought people into the business and, you know, been successful doing so, you know, helping them, you know, guide them, kind of coach them up and get in the business. You know, as an independent broker, I was able to get to a certain point. And then at some point, they tend to want to go off on their own, or maybe change brokerages and try to get to the point where they can kind of, you know, spread their wings. And so with eXp, it gives them the option now to come in. I can coach them up, help them out, you know, be a senior person in some regard. But at the same time, we can, give them that opportunity to get not just what they make in real estate, but what they do is they offer this revenue share, and then they also have the second level, which is they're a publicly traded stock. So you can actually, get stock, you can buy stock, you can earn stock, and there's rewards and things like that in that nature. But just the camaraderie of the company, I was really impressed with the national presence. They are. What I think what they're saying now is I think we're over about 16,000 agents, and we're growing very quickly. I think about a year ago we were under 8,000. So I mean we're growing very quickly, and so with me as an independent broker, I had to make a big decision. Do I stay and continue to grind and crush it as an independent broker working a small team in that brokerage, or do I expand out and use the extra resources that eXp Realty offers? And as RealKeeper Expert Advisors, we are able to put that into effect with eXp.
So certainly the eXp business model, it is unique. It stands alone.
Absolutely.
And it may be real special for an agent to make that consideration. But I as a home seller, or I
Correct.
as a home buyer, what is it about that model that brings value to me, the consumer?
Okay, well, that's a good question, Wally. And honestly, with the extensive training, everything, and this is where it's a double-edged sword. You say, well, it's very cloud-based. It's very open to not having, I guess, you say the words brick and mortar. Yeah, they are saying there's no brick and mortar requirement, but a lot of people like myself who've always had the brick and mortar, we continue to keep that. We still have that opportunity to meet with our customers, our clients, and our buyers and sellers, either at their homes or at a local, restaurant or a coffee shop, but we also have our office and our conference room. So we still have that, but the national presence and being the largest national, because they cross state lines, so it's not they're not franchised. This is not a franchise. This is a largest brokerage in the country because it's one brokerage. So the unity, the technology that they bring, Glenn Sanford, which is the founder, was a Keller Williams top agent back in his day, and when he created this, and I'm not an expert on Glenn Sanford to some degree, but I can tell you from what I do know, he's one of the sharpest out there. And so what he developed was just a different way to offer a higher level to the buyers and sellers out there with the technology, with the cloud-based systems, with the quicker response. I can't tell you how impressed I am. My background is IT. Before I got into real estate in 2003, I was an IT director, and I can't even come close to touching the extensive amount of resources that is available to you as an eXp agent. So I guess that maybe answers your question.
Sure, and I understand the attraction of the technology. If I'm not tech savvy, and I'm a buyer or a seller, how are you going to keep me comfortable in your high-tech world when I'm not a high-tech person?
Well, it all comes down to experience. It comes down to being an expert at what you do. And what we're finding is that the attraction to the eXp model is actually some of the higher level and some of the better quality agents out there in this real estate industry. And so what we're able to offer is a higher level of experience. The eXp actually is interesting. What does it stand for? Experience, is a big one. Expertise, very, very big, and that's what they stand on. So with the expertise and the experience and all the different words that start with EXP, I think that's where Glenn got it, and it's very sharp. So being able to offer a higher level of being, somebody in your field who's not just your average agent, that's what we're able to bring.
Well, I thank you for sharing that.
No worries.
I'd like to thank Steve Croft from eXp Realty for sharing something with us that's been a mystery to me, and I've got some clarity now. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I had 6 fights, and most guns and hoses fighters are good for about 6 fights. After that point, it's kind of time for you to become a trainer. My name is Carl, C-A-R-L, Graham, like Graham Crackers. The rivalry between the fire and the police, the fire department and the police department and guns and hoses is certainly not imagined. I can tell you there's some pride, there's a trophy, and frankly the police department this year, we need to rescue the trophy because we lost it last year. But the reality of it is, the fights have been about half and half throughout the, we've had 18 years worth of the event. This will be the 19th year. And in the 18 years, it's been about half and half on the average of wins on both sides. But to say that I'm happy about the fire department holding our trophy right now, that would be a mistake.
Welcome back to the show. Every day when you're driving home from work and you roll in your driveway, and every morning when you roll out your driveway, you're looking at your yard. And sometimes that yard just doesn't excite you. And I want you to be excited when you roll up to your house with the landscape in your yard. One of the ways to do that is by having great plants and other material in your yard. Thankfully, to make it easy, we've got Vanneza Stubbs with us today from Liberty Landscape. Vanneza, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
I am excited to have you here with me. You, ma'am, are the real deal.
Yes, sir.
There's lots of people that sell plants. There's lots of people that sell sod and all that other greenery and good things in the yard. But you're truly a horticulturist.
Yes, sir, I am. University of Florida, Bachelor's of Science in Landscape Horticulture. And I live it right in my own home. Love it, live it, love it, talk it.
Well, and I can feel it from you. What I love about that is when a person is looking to make their yard better, especially if they're a do-it-yourselfer, and they go to the big box store, if they're lucky, the person can tell them where something is, but they have no earthly idea if it's appropriate for their yard or if it's appropriate for the type of care they want to do. But as a horticulturist, you and your team can truly guide me not only to something that's gorgeous, but that fits my maintenance routine, my budget routine, so I'm impressed by that. If I come to you and say, I want my yard to be gorgeous, and I have pictures of what it looks like now, how can you help me to design and envision what it will look like when I'm done?
Well, we first start with, how much maintenance you want to start with, and that kind of gauges me with, okay, what plants can I start suggesting? And so we'll probably take you around the nursery and show you what we have. And then we can also do a digital image of the photos that you send us, and we can actually impose what the tree or the bush might look like in several years.
Nice.
So we can tell you, if it's going to be too tight in this spot, or if you're going to need to be pruning it regularly to keep it contained in there.
You've just become my new best friend.
Yay!
As a home inspector, what we are up against all the time is a person positions a tree or plant of where it looks like when it's young. And then as it matures, it's kind of growing sideways or rubbing against the house and doing all that. I would like you to help me be on this mission to have people position the things in their landscape so that they're right at maturity, not right the day they were installed.
Yes, we're very big on Florida's best practices, and the key is the right plants in the right place, and that has a lot to do with what it's going to look like in 5 or 10 years.
And the right person taking care of it.
Yes.
Because if I select a high maintenance exotic and I'm a low maintenance guy, it's going to die. And then I'm going to come back to you and say, hey, that plant died, and then you're going to tell me I killed it, and we're not going to feel good. So it's important that people are very forthright with you about what their real intentions are.
Right.
One of the things in my own landscape, because I am a low maintenance guy, I will care to no plant that I can't eat.
Okay. Could
you guide me through the design of, as well as the supply of, an edible yard?
Sure. So we'll start with what kind of sunlight you're getting, if it's sun or shade, and we'll consider things like, what do you like to eat? You know, sometimes we might be limited in some of the more tropical edibles, but we could do tons of herbs. And so we'll show you, you know, you can put them in containers. We could do raised beds. We can incorporate them in your landscape. For example, you can use rosemary as a regular hedge.
Oh, yeah.
And so it'll still look like a traditional landscape, and it won't look so, you know, it's like a garden. You know, some people don't want that garden look, but they want that.
Rosemary can be groomed, and it's gorgeous.
Yes,
people
very
don't
hardy.
realize when they buy that little sprig in the store that you can get a big bush. It grows fast and beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Smells good.
Oh yes, and you
I
can
love
use it
that
in lots of
idea.
different cooking. So, you know, we can walk you through maybe some larger trees, for example, like citrus. Or an olive tree, and then we can put some ground cover like oregano underneath that, and so we can still make it look traditional,
Nice.
but you can eat it.
Can we grow an edible varietal of olive in our area?
Well, we can do an Arbequina olive, which is very desert friendly, and it's actually used for pressing oil. I have one myself, but I personally have not tried it yet. I hear it's not very tasty, but it's edible, but it's really grown for pressing your own oil.
It's not tasty, but it's edible. That's not on my list.
Yes.
Then. I can't do
Yeah.
that. I love the herb idea. There is no thrill like cooking at home and taking the scissor outside and snipping the herbs right off and bringing them in. It just changes the whole dynamic of the meal.
Yes.
Not only in flavor, but in feeling. It's a mental health thing for me.
Yes, it's
I love
great.
that.
Oh yeah, nothing like coming, you know, in the middle of your cooking routine and going out to the yard, like you said, and clipping it, throwing it in there. It smells great.
Something I started doing in my own yard, which isn't really good for Liberty Supply, but each time I buy a fresh pineapple, I cut off the top and I replant it. I've got 3 of them now in my yard, but they only seem to bloom every other year. Is that normal?
Yes, they. It is a little bit difficult again because it's a little bit colder here, so they do take a while to grow here. And actually, they multiply too. So once you get a nice pineapple, that's done for that plant, and you'll want to probably divide it and focus on the pups. We call them
I
pups.
didn't know that. I have 3, but none of them have done more than 1 pineapple. I just thought it took more time.
Yeah.
So they're one and done?
Yes. One and done, and then you want to divide them, or you can cut the top off again and plant it again.
I'm glad I was here. I need to come on over and visit you and spend some time, and I'll do a little better in my yard, I promise.
Yeah, we're a wealth of knowledge.
I'd like to thank Vanneza for being with us. She's a delight to be with. You can enjoy the nursery, spend time with her, and get your yard looking the way you want it to look, and maybe even something you can eat. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for being with us today. Any of our great guests that you'd like to get more information from, I know they'd love to hear from you. You can meet them at jacksonvillebuzz.com.